whatever you're doing, wherever you are, I need you to drive home immediately so that you can listen to this podcast without any distractions, without any birds. You really can't get away from birds. It doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. I don't actually not like birds. I'm just joking. I like birds, they're cool. They fly. That's kind of one of the top features, you know? If you had a choice of what to become and you went with bird, it's not going to be because I want a cloaca. That's going to be because you don't have to worry about, traffic. Even some kinds of land-based animals have to worry about traffic getting around. Look, do you seen these ants? You seen these ant lines coming out of these ant hills? It takes ants so long to get to work, and a big part of it is the commute to the ant hill. But honestly, being an ant is like living in LA, for a lot of reasons. I'll go over the other ones later. You ever look at like a group of ant hills and you're like, this is overdeveloped. This is urban sprawl unchecked. Look, these are problems for the ant society to solve. I can't fix everything for them. Like, I can't show them, like, the grid layout of a lot of major cities because they wouldn't understand it. And I barely understand it. How is a grid really the most efficient way? What if you made a city in the shape of the cool S? I'd live in the cool S. It's like, so what if getting to my house is almost physically impossible? And nobody picks up your garbage because the garbage trucks all crash into each other every day. Every goddamn day they get new garbage trucks and they just crash into each other because the road is set up in the most sadistic way ever. That's what the S stands for, that's what I think. But no, I guess grid's the way to go, right? So you gotta live in a square. That's how it works, you have blocks. If you've never been outside before, I guess it's a podcast for you, or we just go over very basic concepts. Just stuff that, like, we all get, that's what I want most as a communicator, is to be understood. And an inability to do that at certain points in my life was a cause of anxiety, which I sublimated into, like, other forms, where I'm anxious that if I, like, make something that the basic idea isn't gonna come across. So instead of it being like a language thing, it's like I just turn it on something else, and then I worry about that instead. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, then yeah, that's kind of the point. It's stupid. That's stupid to do. I should be normal, and we should all try to be more normal. 2025? It's gonna be the most normal year there ever was. The most normal thing, if you take the entire course of human civilization on Earth, a vast majority of it was just what we would call caveman times. So the most normal human life so far, if you average them all out, it's just a guy sitting by a fire and, like, cooking meat. And you can see their descendants at the barbecues. What do you picture when you picture an average Joe? You picture him, couple dogs on the grill, beer in the hand? Cavemen loved beer. If anything, we're pretty abnormal. The way we have it set up, it's weird. You gotta pay people money to be alive. But it's better. It's obviously better than being a caveman. It's just more weird. And it comes with a lot of side effects because it's weird. It's not really natural to live the way that we do. It's not really a big secret, but, you gotta kind of keep it in mind whenever anything insane happens. You have to be like, well, yeah, we're kind of forcing a square peg into a round hole just by the fact that we have, like, running water. It's great, but it's not really like a natural thing. It's not like toilets were here before us, or it's not like it was like in 2001, except instead of a monolith coming down, it was a toilet. It's not how it worked. So somebody had the idea for it. Like, some guy saw a waterfall and he had an epiphany, and he's like, what if my piss and shit was getting washed down like that too? Before that, you had to... What did you do? You had to use leaves, right? I think we should go back. Return, you know what they say? Spell it with a V. You have to go back to go forward. Is that kind of the direction that we're going in? By the way, what the fuck happened to Zuckerberg? What happened to him? Did he touch like a doorknob that Andrew Tate touched and now he got infected with what, the Andrew Tate disease? Were they sharing bathtub water with each other? And now Zuckerberg is some kind of... He's basically just Elon Musk now? Like overnight? What's going on? I mean, some of the stuff he said, I guess, was the fact-checking thing. It probably is a good idea to get rid of it because no one trusts anything anyway. Community notes are a little more like... I mean, yeah, they can be kind of rigged to kind of like a Reddit thread with the upvotes and downvotes, so it doesn't seem like it's a good way to adjudicate everything. It might just be that we have to do something else with our time. It might be that we should listen to podcasts instead. And if we're listening to podcasts, we might as well, save ourselves time and just listen to one podcast every week. And it might as well be something new, something that's like not like what I've been listening to this whole time. Maybe, and also something that nobody else listens to, so it's kind of like a deep cut. That way, I can kind of like establish cred. I can think of one podcast that really fits the bill. If you're interested, you can meet me in an unlit parking garage, and I'll tell you the name of the podcast. Or I can just tell you right now, it's this one. It's the Purgatory Podcast. But if you want to meet in a garage somewhere, I'm game. I love a good garage, Everything's scarier in a parking garage. The scariest part is trying to find a fucking parking spot half the time. It's hard because every other spot is taken up by somebody conducting some shady deal or rendezvous with somebody. It's like, can you move this? It's for parking. It's not all illicit activity. It can't be like 90% illicit activity and 10% parking because I'm paying $250 a month for access to this garage. If you pay $300 per month, you can run people over inside the parking garage and nothing will happen to you. This show, by the way, I hate to say this, but this show is brought to you by Time Check's Slurp Von Lipstick. The podcast just wasn't doing well. Stockholders were pulling out. They were, let's just say, bearish on my odds of ever making a single dollar, which I so far have failed to do. So I needed a life raft. He said he inherited some money from a dog that had died, a dog in his family that I guess had, I don't know how it worked. I think what happened is an older relative died and put the dog in their will, and then when the dog died, it goes to Slurp. Like, that money was supposed to be used on, like, bones and, like, jars of peanut butter and stuff like that, but the dog died. It's really sad. It's not really a joke. This is not funny. But that dog's loss is Slurp's gain. And now he owns the Purgatory Podcast, so we're hoping to pave a path forward for the Purgatory Podcast that is fruitful, that is not just some guy talking into a microphone, even though that's pretty much just what a podcast is, that it's usually a guy. It doesn't have to be, but it usually is. What does that say about men? Why do all of us have podcasts? I'm just gonna start a podcast where I'm just like, we should be like Rome. We should be like the Romans. We should go back to Rome. And then I'll get like 4 million hits overnight, and half of them are just bots programmed by the CIA and the KGB. This is my theory. You explain it. You figure this out. Is it something in the water? Oh, look who I'm getting a call from now. It's our Lord and benefactor, Sir Slurp Von Lipstick, calling on the phone. Hello? Yes, I was just listening. How are you listening? It's not a live broadcast. It's a podcast that I record. Once again, I'm right behind you. Oh, that was you breathing. I thought that was air that was coming in through a window that was open a crack. Yeah, I got an appointment to get that looked at. Why do you need to call the show if you're in the room? Because look, I don't want to get on the mic and hijack the show. It's your show. I'm just the time check guy, and I'm the one providing all of the bones. By the way, speaking of bones, it's kind of weird that dog that died happened to die the day after you tweeted, just found out a way to get really rich really fast. Oh, no, that was related to a completely different venture. Well, can you tell us about that? Yeah, I was playing The Sims. Basically what I was talking about was I figured out the cheat in The Sims that gives you infinite money.
Okay.
I don't have to prove anything to you.
Well, that's true. I mean, you know, I benefit, honestly. The fact that this dog died means I get to keep my podcast. I mean, I hate it, but that's the reality, and I just have to deal with it.
Exactly, and dogs die of natural causes all the time.
Why would you say of natural causes? You could just say dogs die all the time.
Look, dogs are clumsy sometimes, right?
Can you just tell us how this dog died?
Well, I was basically told that it saw Bluey for the first time and it suffered a heart attack and it died.
It died when it saw Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey is shocking for a lot of dogs because they've never seen a dog that looks like that, I guess.
Okay, well, I'm gonna look this up and see if I can find any evidence of any dogs that have died watching Bluey.
Okay, well, see, it's not gonna show up on Google because the government is scrubbing all the information.
Okay, so you killed the dog.
I didn't kill the dog. I'm kind of a messed up guy, but I'm not gonna stoop to the level of killing an animal.
Okay, well, while you're on the line, can you give us a tease for tonight's time check?
So I've never done this before, but I'm gonna tell you that when I check the time, it's going to be 10:21 p.m. Listen to the full time check in full, but it's going to be 10:21 p.m.
All right, thanks so much. See you later.
Okay, thanks.
No, I said thanks. You have to say you're welcome. And then you can say thanks after that. Or how would you say that?
I'm not sure. I think you would start with you're welcome and thank you for having
Well, that sounds long. I think you should say thank you for having me.
Yeah, but that doesn't address the fact that you said thank you. You can't just say thank you back to thank you. It doesn't make any sense. Somebody has to say something different.
Yeah, that's why you say thank you. No, that's why you say you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, that's what I said initially. So, on the count of 3, let's end the conversation. 1, 2, 3.
You're welcome,
and thank you for having me. Okay. Well, wait, why would I say thank you? Wait, that didn't make sense. He hung up. Okay. Should have just said bye. You can't go wrong with bye. It's very clear. Even the cavemen had goodbye. I know history, by the way, and I know that human history was exactly like Flintstones. A lot of scientists, they actually say it's surprising, but they say actually, Flintstones is actually very period accurate. In fact, they think Fred Flintstone was a real person. He was actually the first human being to die in a car crash. It was a stupid little car with a stupid little feet. But they don't talk about that in Flintstones. They don't really tell the true story. It's all totally whitewashed. And I'm getting the signal now that it is now time for time check. That's right, ring the bells. Ring the bells for time check, as we're contractually obligated to now do. There has to be bell ringing every time check now, every opening. And it goes on for a little bit, so just settle in. Look, it wasn't my idea. Oh, it's long. A lot of bells, so I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna go to craft services. Okay, I think that's it. Okay. Oh, okay. Is it over? Is it? So now that the opening ceremonies have concluded, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure, it is my privilege to introduce to you overseer of the time check proceedings, Slurp Von Lipstick. Give it up. All right, folks. Oh, all right. Thank you so much, man. I deserve it. Just taking a little peek around the old operation, make sure everything's running at 100% efficiency. By the way, just a personal update. Larissa and I have been texting recently, so my life has been, looking up a little bit. It was a rough start to the new year. Oh, did I tell you guys this? I left my hand in an air fryer and fell asleep, and I burnt my hand to a crisp. Honestly, if I ate my hand, it wouldn't be that bad for me. It would actually be healthy because air is good for you, because you breathe it.
That's why air fryers are good? I'm trying to figure out why they're good. I don't get it. I don't know what they do. Don't you use air for everything? Air is everywhere. You can't avoid using a cooking technique that takes advantage of air's existence. So what's an air fryer doing? I'm sorry for getting upset. It's hard for me to come down from where I am right now. By the way, as mentioned previously, one of the conditions of my purchase of the Purgatory podcast is that no politics would be discussed. There's other podcasts that do that. You can listen to the Fucker Brothers or the Minority Report. You can listen to Sam Sater. You can listen to whatever you want. You can listen to Chapo Trap House. I'm here to give you the time, which is 10:21 p.m. Well, anyway, that was we got the time out of the way, so that's good. We did all that, and who's calling the timeline now? Oh, is this somebody who needs to be reminded of what time it is? Oh shit, I forgot about that. This week's time alert goes to a man named Chuck Charles. Isn't that the chopper guy? He told us he needed to be reminded to take his medication for his condition. Chuck Charles, how are you, my man?
Oh, hello?
Just wanted to let you know if your condition is flaring up, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You got to take the thing that helps with that. What is that condition? Can you divulge that information?
The seat I sit in the helicopter when I do traffic check is really uncomfortable, so it did something really detrimental to my ass. Basically, my ass, it's down to a nub. There's almost nothing left.
Well, I hope that I hope things are looking up for you. In the meantime, even in your crippled state, do you think you could tell us, just give us a little traffic check, just from where you are? Give us a little update on the situation.
Well, I'm in my house at night, so I'm not really. I don't know how the traffic is.
Didn't you say in an episode though that you had a psychic connection to traffic, and you knew when there was traffic, even when you couldn't see it, you could predict it, and you were always correct 100% of the time?
Yeah, I did say that. You got me.
Work your magic. Tell us if there's any traffic around you.
Alright, fine. At Lancaster and Wiltshire. I'm seeing moderate flow there.
Wow. So it's not backed up?
No, it's not backed up. It's like normal, just everyday traffic.
Anything that people should know about?
Now that I'm seeing all this information laid out before me, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. Oh my god.
Well, maybe you should stop taking this medication.
No, it's making me more powerful than I've ever been.
That just happens to be a byproduct of the fact that it's medication for your ass?
Yeah! Okay, I can now see the intersection at Congress and Cumberland.
Oh yeah, what do you see at that intersection?
I'm just seeing normal traffic flow, just normal everyday traffic flow, nothing backed up.
Okay. Oh, I actually just got an alert right now about a crash on that's a crash on 295. It says vehicle fire, exit 5, 295. Can you take a look at exit 5?
Well, it depends on the mile marker. I need the mile marker to know if there's anything going on.
Well, here's the thing. I think if your psychic powers were legitimate, then I wouldn't need to tell you the mile marker. You could tell me that yourself.
Alright, you know what? Yeah, I can see it now.
What does it say?
370.
Nope.
What do you mean no?
It's not 370. It's 320. You're way off.
Oh, you know what? I was picking up emotional energy associated with crashes at mile 370 because there was a couple having an argument, and their relationship is like a car accident, so I picked it up.
Yeah, okay, that seems really likely. We can't really verify that. But I'll let you go. I did my job. I'll let you know what time it is.
No, you didn't.
I gotta move on. Good luck with your ass. I hope it's fine.
Thank you.
And I'll see you at the next staff meeting. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I'm expecting normal traffic flow that particular day on our way to work. I think it'll be very normal.
Thank you so much, Chuck Charles. And that's going to do it for me as well. Slurp on Lipstick. I hope that this is something that will affect you for a long time, whether it's in a good way or a bad way. I'm not picky. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I've done everything I need to do. Let time check reign forever and ever in our hearts. Everybody say it. Everybody on set say,
Let time check reign everywhere forever in our hearts.
Let time check reign forever in our hearts.
Chronos descend,
Chronos descend,
God of time,
God of time.
and deliver us the time. Amen. Thank you, everybody. Okay, that was a slurp on lipstick. That got kind of pretty weird by the end. I gotta tell you, I'm very anti-time. As a result of knowing slurp on lipstick being associated with him, he's completely ruined the concept for me. I used to think time was cool. I used to think it'd be cool to wear a watch. Now I don't wear a watch because of slurp. So I also stopped wearing a smartwatch because I do have a smartwatch. Having a smartwatch is just like if your most judgmental friend was handcuffed to you. Like you're just walking along in your neighborhood and your friend who's handcuffed to you says, "Your heart rate is actually making me depressed because of how bad you are at walking." I would just take my iWatch off and I would like walk for miles and miles and miles, all to spite my iWatch. Like you don't have any access to any of this information. I went all the way to the East End, I went to the beach, and I walked back. And you were none the wiser. You just sat there on my desk. But you gotta admit, a lot of the like smart devices you have in your life, they're a total fucking waste of space. You gotta admit some of this stuff we might have got taken for a ride. I got an Amazon Echo, so it's like the one with the little screen. It's not like the big screen where it has a little platform and it follows you around as you move like you're in a panopticon run by Jeff Bezos. What I have is the smaller one, and as soon as I got it, it's been almost completely useless. Took it out of the box, it just turned off a lot. Then it started to at least be able to stay on for a little bit. And I just wanted to use it as a clock, but it wants to do all these other things that have nothing to do with being a clock. It defaults to a slideshow, so it'll just give you like tutorials, like, hey, have you ever used a fucking touchscreen before? Find out how. Yeah, I have. I just want to know what time it is, because I'm not listening to time check. And so now I've had it for a year, and finally what it starts doing is it's just like, it's 7 hours ahead for no reason at all. So I'm not really worried about it like spying on me. I think it's a fake Echo. I think it's like it's running on like gasoline or something, and that's why it's so inconsistent. And it looks like the phone line is lighting up. We got a caller calling in. Hello, who is this?
Hi. Hey. Hi.
Sorry, are you trying to decide how to say hi?
Yeah, I'm not that good at it.
Oh, okay. So, who are you?
My name's Larissa.
Oh yeah, you're Slurp's ex, I guess.
No, your ex.
Oh, I'm not him. I'm a different person. Our voices sound similar.
Very funny.
Wait, do you not know about Time Check? Have you not heard the podcast?
What's a podcast?
I think I love you.
That's the first time you've ever told me that.
Well, yeah, it would be, because I've never met you. You seem so quirky. I'm so intrigued by you. Wait, someone else is calling in. Sorry, this is... Oh, well, you're not going to believe this, but this is Slurp on Lipstick. Hello?
Larissa, I'm on to you. I know you're just coming back because now have money. Now I'm loaded. I got bones coming out the wazoo.
Oh, dude, I hope you got your wazoo insured if you have a lot of stuff coming out of it.
No, it's covered.
Okay, good. Larissa does seem like not trustworthy. She left you, it's over.
Look, Larissa, let's just meet in a dimly lit parking garage. We can work this out. That's exactly where we met. How romantic.
Alright, I think they're gonna take it from there. I gotta hang up. I used up all my minutes for this month, so... If I go over my minutes, my phone carrier will allow that, but in exchange, they'll take minutes off of my life. So they'll send someone out to my apartment and just smoke cigarettes all day and fill the apartment with cigarette smoke. And they're right to take time off my life. What am I using it for? Making a podcast? Oh, by the way, this episode was brought to you by Red Circle. You can put your podcast on there. I did it. Red Circle offers free podcast hosting. Wait, free podcast hosting?
Then what is Slurp Von Lipstick paying for? Wait, did he just scam me? I think I gotta take out Slurp Von Lipstick the way he took out that dog. I'm gonna show him Bluey. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in a week.